back, fuck where that ass at, bitch, where that cash at? Loud, we smoke a little dope, we don't match that. Any sucker nigga slide through, get clapped at. House look was running.
Free life, Kingpin edition.
Rap drinks and murders.
My team up in them projects. You disrespected, getting 30 in your mindset. Extend the weapon, cause that plastic code 30-30. That 4-5 burning nigga to the 30-30. I'm swerved up, I'm swerved out with my swerve nigga. 50 mark this to the jets down the third nigga.
Late last night, 3 people were hurt in a shootout on the 600 block of 4th Street. Police say 2 young men were hurt after they got into the shootout with someone who had some kind of automatic weapon.
The funeral of Felix Mitchell was a wonder. Bay horses leading, Rolls Royces following. He was the drug lord of East Oakland who made $20,000 to $30,000 a day selling narcotics in a slum, ending up murdered in prison. Some role model.
He cool. He real cool. I like the way he died, you know. He died in style.
Put your hands behind your back.
Some neighborhood where the drug organization was the most visible employer, where a kid could start as a cop spotter for a couple hundred a week and rise to distributor for thousands.
Oh my goodness, look at the money. What do you do for a living?
You can't be in East Oakland and stay out of trouble because you see dudes, they get rich hecka fast. They have flashy cars, hecka beats, big fat ropes, all the girls, and you be like, yeah, I want that too.
Well, there was a most unusual funeral in Oakland, California today, the funeral of a convicted drug dealer. ABC's Ken Kashiwahara was there.
Friends and relatives, Rolls Royces and limousines. It was a funeral fit for a king. 32-year-old Felix Mitchell was a king, a convicted drug kingpin who once ruled these very streets of Oakland, who police say was responsible for turning thousands of residents into drug addicts. Mitchell was stabbed to death at the federal penitentiary in Kansas, and Mitchell's family planned today's elaborate send-off for a man who lived an elaborate lifestyle. Some residents and city officials were outraged, saying it could send the wrong message to the city's youth.
I have no idea what the family intent is, but I hope the message is loud and clear, saying stay away from drugs. This is what happened to you if you take drugs. This is what happened if you deal with drugs.
City officials said that all the proper permits were filed, that there was nothing they could do to stop the funeral. All they can do now, they say, is hope the people remember the violent end of a drug dealer's life and not the flash and glamour. Ken Kashiwahara, ABC News.
In a city that's been battling to stop the sale of drugs in its parks and schoolyards, the glorification of a pusher became the center of a controversy. There were many, including city officials, who thought the funeral should not be allowed. But the city council and the police were powerless to stop it.
I think it's a disgrace to society. They didn't do this for Martin Luther King.
The man being given the hero's farewell was Felix Mitchell. He was stabbed to death in Leavenworth Penitentiary last week, 1 year into a life sentence for conspiracy to sell heroin. Among those who disapproved of Mitchell's showy funeral were some who hoped at least his death would provide proof that crime doesn't pay. But on the streets, they feared the message would be different.
This is great. This is great. I mean, I hope I have a funeral like this.
Isaac Hicks' guard dog and his wife Janet, herself just recently released on $100,000 bond, had to greet U.S. Marshals first thing this morning. Using videotape cameras to inventory, it was Hicks' $168,000 heavily guarded home, nicknamed the Palace, that was confiscated first.
There does not have to be a conviction. Mr. Hicks will be going to trial shortly.
Can he be used for bail?
No, he's not permitted to use any of his properties as collateral for bond.
So far, no bond has been set for Hicks, whose empire is expansive. 32 properties valued at nearly $3 million will eventually be confiscated, including 3 duplexes, 5 vacant lots, 4 apartment buildings, 2 vacant office buildings, 1 building under construction, 8 unoccupied homes, and 9 occupied homes.
No, they don't have to leave this property. They'll be allowed to stay, but the property is under the custody and control of the United States government.
The seizure of this property is significant because it brings with it another charge of selling drugs within the vicinity of a school, Central High School right down there. that could earn Mr. Hicks another 20 years in prison. Hicks already faces life in prison and $500,000 in fines if convicted of running a drug enterprise. Now all of his rent money will go to the feds. Even if he's found innocent, Isaac Hicks will have to go to court and spend even more money to retrieve all of the property that will be seized by U.S. Marshals. Ed Odell, News 4.
If I got to Richmond, dog, I ain't never seen nothing like that, dog. It was like crazy. Like all the real hustlers, they had Mercedes. They caught them.
What is it to be a player? Used to be a savior, now you're in the paper for a caper. Like lost and lost in a glamour. Long to learn about street glamour. Seeing the game from an exterior view, look at the interior. Manipulized for fools. A wise man knows when they claim mistakes, and the wiser of wise learn from others' mistakes. So don't let the game deceive you, mislead your mind. The grind only leads to death or time, and there's no alternative. No matter how fat you live, it's all destined to give up. Like stuff done ran out of luck, the game has passed you by. Now you hold a beggar's cup. You say if I wouldn't did this, everything's a if. Everything in the past now is just a myth. So fake reality is this, but you're the distance. What you got in the game, shoulda knew the consequences. Now you're caught in a worldwide gimmick. Big gangsters you mimic. Now you're lost in the epidemic of some big city hustle and bustle and tuggle. And you say to yourself, damn, life's a struggle, but you continue to walk down the dark road. Don't you know what glitters ain't always gold? I was told to get in and get out, stay out and about, and don't run my damn mouth. My teenage years, I was stripped from the game, believe sitting in a jail cell with gritted teeth, waiting for the day to get out, which was soon, so I could boom and be bigger than Thomas Calhoun. But down the same old road, I got burned and burned. And now it's time for a brother to make a U-turn. I didn't want to get caught in the psycho drug mode. Beware of the dog.
Black Panther Party got infiltrated by the you-know-who's. See, it was real grimy in the street way back in the 60s. But after that, they became kingpins they damn self. Even my father did. And he ran with Harry P. Newton.
You better stop calling my phone. You got nothing for me, bitch. And I don't got time for no bitch with nothing.
I dedicate this film to my father, Walter C. Hicks, straight out of North Richmond in West Oakland. Born in Watts, real Black Panther bloodline.
Street life.